council meeting to order.
Got it.
Call the roll.
John Hawkins,
Here.
Megan McFarland. Here. Matt McKinney,
Here.
Logan Welch.
Here.
Call for motion to approve the agenda. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Petitions, communications and requests. This is the time of the meeting that a citizen may address their council on a matter not on the agenda. Except in case of emergency, the City Council will not take any action at this meeting, but may ask City staff to research the matter or have the matter placed on the agenda for a future meeting. I have a proclamation. So, whereas honeybees and native insects are important as pollinators for a third of the food we eat, honeybees are vital in production of over 90 crops grown across the nation, many of which are in Iowa. Honeybees contribute to a healthy Iowa environment by assuring the availability of fruits, vegetables, nuts, flowers for wildlife and all Iowans. And whereas Iowa's 45,000 or more honeybee hives produce about 4 million pounds of honey valued at over 8 million. And honeybees provide an estimated 92 million in economic value to Iowa crops from their pollination. And Iowa has over 4,500 beekeepers representing hobbyists, sideliners as part-time small business and full-time commercial beekeepers. Beekeepers have as few as 1 to 2 hives in a single apiary, up to 100 apiaries with thousands of hives of individual commercial operations. And whereas traditionally beekeeping occurred in rural areas of Iowa, now beehives increasingly are in urban areas with the rising interest in hobby beekeepers that keep honeybees in Iowa cities and towns. And whereas the state of Iowa has an active apiary program that protects honeybees and beekeepers by inspecting for apiary diseases and pests, as well as actively encouraging best beekeeping practices by outreach to individuals and beekeeping groups. And whereas honeybees face serious threats from invasive pests and disease, decreasingly bee-friendly habitat, variable climate and pesticide and herbicide pressure. So therefore, I, John Hawkins, Mayor of Webster City, Iowa, do proclaim March 30th, 2022 as Iowa Honeybee Day and encourage all citizens, residents and visitors to join in observing this day and focusing on the importance of honeybees to our state economy, to enjoy the honey and other products of the hive, to reconsider the honeybees' role in maintaining our environment and to assist in reducing the threats to honeybee survival in our state. Yeah.
You guys have anything you want to add or say or?
So this is just a little thank you. And it contains a little jar of our honey and our newest honey product, which is honey caramels.
Oh,
Just to say a thank
thank you very much.
for your participation and giving us the time.
That, by the way, is my wife, Christy, and my name is Dick Oshkamp. Beekeepers in Eagle Grove for 7-year beekeepers. I'm director of District 6 of IHPA, or Iowa Honey Producers Association. So I got 21 counties in Northwest Iowa. On March 30th, I'll be going down to the state capitol with the proclamations that we have received from communities around us. They will be displayed for legislators to come in. We will have a breakfast from 7 to 9 a.m. right there in the rotunda. So right there, as they walk in the door, they will see us. We have a full-time lobbyist and a part-time lobbyist, which represents IHPA, or Iowa Honey Producers Association. They do a lot for us. If we have a problem or a request, we go up to legislators. They listen to us. They know what we do and everything. They work with us very well. So it's once a year we kind of rub elbows with the big boys down there and the girls, and be friendly with them and buy them a nice breakfast and everything, because they do a lot for us. Tomorrow, matter of fact, the governor Reynolds will be signing the proclamation at noon. And beekeepers from all around the state, they have different types of honey products, plain honey, cream honey, flavored honey, honeycomb, anything like that. We're just talking to people at the meeting there. We're starting a new adventure. We're applying for the permits and everything that Eagle Grove is going to have. Excuse me, a meadery. And if you don't know what that is, it's honey wine. So a bottle of our mead that we have made will be in this big basket, which will be given to the governor tomorrow. And there's also another basket just like it that is like, we call it a raffle, but it's a drawing for the legislatures when they come in on the 31st. They go sign up and someone gets drawn for that basket. So somebody's going to be, or two people's going to be enjoying a couple of bottles of wine or mead from us, plus all the other honey product stuff. So I mean, it's a big event for us and everything, and just a token of appreciation. And you guys are not in my district, you're in District 4, but that director lives in Boone, so I talked to him, I go, Webster City is right south of me, you want me to take care of these guys, and they can do it. So that's why I'm down here. So appreciate you guys, taking a little bit of time out for us and everything and all that. So I know there's beekeepers around here because I see bees or hives right north of town.
Yeah.
Out by the golf course there. So
Well,
yeah, thank you.
Thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
We're happy to be here. Item 2, minutes and claims. The following items have been deemed non-controversial, routine actions to be approved by the council in a single motion. If a council member or a member of the audience wishes to have an item removed from this list, we're considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. We have A, minutes of February 17 and February 21st. B is a resolution on payroll for a period ending February 26th and paid on March 4th. C is a resolution on bills and the fund list. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item 3, general agenda. A is 605, public hearing, considering maximum tax dollars for certain levies for the city of Webster City, proposal fiscal year 2022 to 2023 budget. I'll open the hearing. Are there any written objections?
I received no written objections.
Are there any oral objections?
Oral objections.
I'll close the hearing. To a call for a resolution approving the maximum tax dollars for certain levies for the city proposed fiscal year of 2022-2023 budget. Did you want to talk on that at all, Daniel?
We have Doty couldn't be here with in person. She's on the phone. If you have any specific questions or if you want her to go over the high points. Doty, do you hear us?
Did anyone want any questions on that?
No, we covered it.
We covered it all last week. Okay, so call for a motion.
No, I'm trying to
So-
motion.
No, Matt did, okay. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. B is motion setting a time and place for a public hearing on proposed 2022-2023 budget for March 21st at 6:05 PM. Basic.
Just setting the public hearing.
So moved.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. C is a motion setting time and place for public hearing 2022-2023 capital improvement budget and the 2022-2023 through 2026-27 capital improvement plan for March 21st at 6:05 PM.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. D is a resolution on appointment to fill the vacancy of the council seat for the city of Webster City, Iowa. Back first, I guess, Carol, did you have a pick?
Yeah. Contacted the auditor, and approximate cost of a special election would be between $3,500 and $4,500. There would also be some timeline really give me just because of the new state precincting that went on. is being delayed. They have to get that squared away before an election could probably be set up to be held. So,
And essentially, you know, even if we do appoint, the public can still petition for an election. So in essence, if we appoint, really, we're not taking that power out of the community. In essence, there's still a route. However, you know, financially, timeline, and just, you know, the need to fill that vacancy, I think it'd be ideal to make point.
Okay.
Yeah, I spoke with a few different people, and really the few that I spoke with didn't have any concerns related to us appointing. And like you said, there's still an avenue if they wanted to proceed with requesting a special election, so I'm comfortable with that.
And you're right too. I mean, I brought it up with a couple people at the coffee shop at lunch, you know, the last few weeks, we're kicking this around. And yeah, the public that I've spoken to, anyway, you know, saying everybody thinks it's good. They trust us with appointing, and they like the pool we're picking with them. Yeah, I feel confident just appointing.
to verify this, do you want the appointment effective as of tomorrow? And then the new council member will begin with the meeting on the 21st of March.
Don't matter to me unless
I
it's like
Nobody's
considering.
here tonight, but we've got some stuff on after in closed session. that
Yeah, I
maybe
believe-
should be involved in.
When you appointed Megan, she was sworn in right after the appointment and was able to sit on dais immediately right away.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think we kind of threw her in the fire, but I mean, she,
we could make it effective tonight. However, they could choose to join us in the closed session or not. I mean,
Yeah.
And again, it might be drinking from a fire hose, but again, it would still give them the ability to sit in on that meeting, that may be privy to the meeting.
Yeah.
The next council meeting. So I would say make it effective tonight. If everyone else is comfortable with that.
Somebody want to put a motion up?
I'd move to appoint Abby Hanson.
Second.
Um, Roll call.
That's fine.
Okay.
Megan McFarland?
Here.
Yes.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Matt McKinney,
Yes,
Logan Welch,
Yes.
John Hawkins.
Yes. Okay. So,
Congratulations, Abby.
Now?
yeah, might as well. Let's,
And thank you.
Let's put it on the
I
hot seat.
appreciate, you know, the interest.
Yeah.
By the way, and again, we had tons of discussion over this, and then we got here, all three very capable, and it's awesome to see that eagerness. I would. Anybody from the city would be great for the councils. Congratulations, Abby, but again, thanks for the interest.
Go ahead and do the oath now.
yeah,
Yeah.
might as well.
And over here. Raise your right hand and just repeat after me.
Nothing's working.
I, Abby Hanson,
I, Abby Hanson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Iowa,
of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the office of City Council
of the office of City Council
in Webster City, Iowa,
in Webster City, Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now or hereafter
required by law.
required by law. Thank you.
Thank you again to the rest of the people we had up for that. That was, we had a difficult decision there, so. All right,
Would you feel comfortable sitting on the closed session after the meeting?
Yes.
I guess, nothing stopping him sitting there
Yeah,
now.
she can
if you
sit
like.
up here now if she'd like, so.
It doesn't make much difference. But
I better make sure this is powered on.
Might be a good idea to ask to like abstain from the votes, just because I don't know if you're privy to any of the information, but.
No.
I mean, again, you're sworn in, you do whatever you want, but don't feel like you have to.
So item E is the third reading of an ordinance, amending ordinance to the Code of Ordinances, City of Webster City, Iowa, 2019 by amending Chapter 10, Article 4 pertaining to the Iowa statewide urban design standards and public improvements and the Iowa statewide urban standard specifications and public improvements manual. Is our third reading.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
And we get a motion to pass and adopt.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item F is a resolution amending resolution 2022-023 adopted January 17 of 2022, establishing fees for service by adding animal ordinance violations and labour rates. Seen the change?
Yeah, what was the original?
No, they're the same. It just, they weren't a scheduled fine. It wasn't listed on there. And so we were getting a lot of initial appearances and stuff that are unnecessary because people would come, plead guilty, they'd call me, I'd recommend a $50 fine, which is normal. And then they would go on their way. And so to avoid them having to go to court on that stuff, like, let's just start writing tickets. And if they don't want it, they can ask for it.
I thought we'd done, I actually thought that's what we got to when we did the pet ordinance, but we never got to that
On
stage.
that, on our pet ordinance, we say that they have the authority to issue citations as
Yeah.
established by ordinance, but there's.
But we never established.
We never
it.
established a fee for it.
So that's what I thought. We went to all that trouble so they could do that, but we never did the rest
But
of
it's
it.
just been lately, we've had a lot more cases,
Yeah.
and so it's like, all right, time to get this.
That's when I read the memo, I thought it was going up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the other piece to that was the fact that we reference in a couple, and we would charge contractors or others for labor rates related to equipment. And some of the fees, it does specify the equipment includes labor, and in other instances it doesn't. So we wanted to clarify at the end, we establish labor rates every fiscal year, July 1, based off mostly the average of those individual departments, wages, hourly wages. So wages and benefits, I should say.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Those same sign. G is a resolution authorising the Assistant City Manager to submit an application to the Iowa Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, Federal Emergency Management Agency Hazard Mitigation Assistance Program. We figured out a way to try and fund something, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Anyone need any information on it?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item H is a resolution authorising the city manager to sign quotation for cleaning the two primary digester with NutriJet Systems Incorporated, and authorising the city manager to make necessary budget amendments to pay for the services rendered.
So this stems, and this has come back to you, I think now, to why I say first, there was a similar item back in the fall that came to the council, and a recent item a couple of weeks ago, I believe. And so this is revolving cleaning of the digesters at the wastewater plant that, as I understood, hadn't been cleaned since 2011. Standard practice suggests that you clean them roughly 5 to 10 years, and so we're past that time. Nick and Beatty can provide a little more details, but this is causing some issues with both the storage of sludge at the wastewater plant and that need to be cleaned and processed. The first two really address just certain components of the issue, and as time went on, those issues became realizing that we really need to go through with a full-blown cleaning of the digester and some of the connecting pipes that connect the various storage tanks. Would you like more details from Nick to go over?
We got Get the pictures and things.
Waiting to get up. and-
Oh, hang on. No, you want to get up? Oh, sorry, Nick. I really took my thunder away from you.
He covered his presentation and everything. I mean, he was all excited. He knew your.
Oh, hang on. Well,
I even showed him how to use Google Earth and everything. I mean, he's ready to go.
all right. Call for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item I is a motion approving entering into a 3-year farm lease with Brock Miller at 1946 Blueberry Hill Drive, Webster City, Iowa, on city-owned property, 4 parcels totaling 105.77 acres. So we had a fair few
Yeah,
people
we had-
put in for it. so.
Had 10 bids, and the price $369 an acre for the 105 acres. And back in the general fund, once the agreement's executed.
This farm lease does differ from prior years in that we carved out the land that we're anticipating and planning right now for a future wastewater plant. With anticipation that if we get to design and can get to bid, potentially that acreage, that portion wouldn't be available for farming.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item J is a resolution authorising the mayor to sign grant agreement between the City of Webster City and Webster City Daycare that provides $10,000 bridge grant to assist with operational expenses.
This just ratifies the council's action from the workshop we had. I think it was January 24th, if I'm not mistaken, where the council moved to provide $10,000 to the Webster City Daycare to assist them with some of their operating needs.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. A is a resolution authorising the mayor to sign a loan agreement between the City of Webster City and Webster City Daycare that provides up to $97,816 to assist the daycare in the reimbursable expenses associated with investing in Iowa childcare grant.
This is a similar item we talked about at the last meeting where the Webster City Daycare had received $131,000 from the investing in Iowa Child Care program. They have about $97,000 remaining to be claimed. Some of those go towards some major capital improvements and repairs at their facility. But the challenge that they face is the grant is reimbursable, so they have to pay those expenses and then seek reimbursements. And due to the size of those expenses, it could create some operational issues with trying to cover normal operating expenses. So we would essentially provide them a line of credit essentially for them to be able to move forward with getting those repairs completed, and then we will be reimbursed upon reimbursement to them by the state.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, item 4, reports and recommendations. No, we don't have anything going there, so. Other items? Zach, you've got it.
Pretty well covered it, the loan agreement, promissory note, and grant agreement for not only the daycare, but also the grant agreement that prepared that you guys just approved to be used for other nonprofits. We've talked about that before. It just has to be tweaked. Change out names, amounts, and the services being provided, but it's a good template to use going forward. And the farm lease that Carol talked about has also been done. You guys approved that as well, and we did one for the airport as well, but you don't approve that.
Okay. So item 6, A is meet in closed session to discuss strategy with council in matters that are presently in litigation or where litigation is imminent, where its disclosure would likely be prejudice or disadvantage the position of a governmental body and that litigation as provided by Chapter 21.5C of the Code of Iowa. And B is meet in closed session to discuss the purchase, sale of particular real estate, only where premature disclosure could be reasonably expected to increase the price a governmental body would have to pay for that property, as provided by Chapter 21.5J the Code of Iowa.
Move to go to closed session.
All over say aye.
Aye.
Thanks,
5-minute
everybody.
recess.
Yeah, we'll have a 5-minute recess.
I can handle these meetings.
We might call you up next time.
Hey, I'll be ready next time.
Thank you.
So you comfortable jumping right into that?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's your honey. Welcome. I got it at my other council.
Well, thank you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you.